So one of the things that I'm seeing on Twitter, minus again, like I said, I saw the colored cover page of Sarada, that cool stuff, is people are upset and saying that Kawaki and Sarada got exposed as far as like after the time skip, they shouldn't be in the situations that they're in, especially Kawaki, considering like, you know, the ending of Boruto Part 1 is like, yo, he did all this disastrous things and, you know, he essentially in a covert way took over the Hidden Leaf. And remember, at the end of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 1, Code is there with the Ten-Tailed Army. I believe he was with the Ten-Tailed Army. So, like, yeah, because there was that whole image of Boruto surrounded by them and whatnot. And, again, you can use your imagination on what may or may have not gone down regarding Kawaki and Sarada, but people are raging, saying that they got exposed. And before we even jump into anything of that, I want to say, what happened to... and I guess you could call it the attention spans, that people have been convinced that everyone's attention spans is horrible to the point where they believe, no, my attention span is horrible, therefore my attention span is going to act like it's horrible, where, dog, let them cook. We literally just started the time skip 2 chapters in. There's literally a bowl of emotions right now with everybody. Let's not forget that for us, it's been a few months, but story-wise, it's been 3 years since they've seen Boruto. There's Code and a Ten-Tails army. Everybody's probably not going to be up to snuff to what they're truly capable of when they're in this big bag of emotions that they're feeling right now of whatever is going down. Like, you could throw the argument that if Kawaki, let's just say if Kawaki got like snuffed really bad, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just say either Code or one of the Ten-Tails or somebody did Kawaki dirty real quickly. You could throw the argument of a couple of things like, damn, so what was he doing for 3 years? What's happening here? He's supposed to be a beast, right? Because again, you coming back, like, I think of, and I guess a lot of the Boruto fans that are upset right now about whatever happened with Kawaki and Sarada, they're probably thinking of, okay, so if this is time skip time, then they're comparing it immediately to Naruto and Sasuke when the time skip begins. Because remember, especially Naruto Shippuden anime, it starts off with Sasuke being a badass. Homie pulls out the sword, he's ready to go, he's threatening Naruto, he looks epic, you're just imagining what he's capable of, because again, Shippuden switched things around, you don't really see Sasuke in the Naruto manga for a while after the time skip and whatnot. And people are saying, well, that's what they expected with Kawaki. They're immediately expecting that he ain't gonna take an L in the slightest. So the fact that stuff is happening, people are questioning things. You got to imagine that, again, if you let him cook, for all you know, Kawaki could be playing possum. Sarada, again, there's probably a lot of emotions. Let's not forget the fact that she's been for 3 years without her father, that she just was pretty much very recently reunited with when Sasuke came home from, what is it, the Sarada Gaiden stuff or whatnot. So she was just reunited with him, then 3 more years without seeing him. Her best friend that was a fugitive has just returned to the Hidden Leaf, so she's going to be in shock. Regardless of what you want to say, she's probably in shock right now, not to mention that, dog, there's a Ten-Tails army, so whether it's the Ten-Tails or it's Code, those are 2 foes right there that are on astronomical levels of power that it's not a walk in the park. So whatever's going to happen to Sarada, immediately you got to think, yeah, she's strong, but where do you think power scaling wise she's going to be realistically at? Like, Boruto and Kawaki are going to be at different leagues because of the fact of karma. Karma gives them, you know, the utmost advantage. That's what separates them from just being regular shinobi to being at the level of where, like, Naruto and Sasuke even might have some problems with them, right? That's the I can't think of the word or whatnot, but that's the deciding factor of what puts them in a different league. Sarada, I guess the Mangekyo of what she activated at the end before the time skip would be a big deal, which also makes me question, like, so is she going blind or what's happening here? You know what I'm saying? Like, is she gonna get her vision, like, taken, or maybe she hasn't utilized it throughout this whole thing? So that's another question, because she could be very much weakened right now. Like, if she's been training with the Mangekyo, you gotta imagine that she's kind of on the blind side. Oh my god. What if this was thought of in the inception of the series and that's why she has glasses? Like, these are special glasses that help her from going completely blind thanks to the Mangekyo. oh my god, it would make sense. Her character design wouldn't have to be switched, and that's why she has the glasses, because early on they decided, yo, she's an Uchiha, she's the last of a dying breed, she's gonna get Mangekyo, she's gonna start going blind, give Shorty some glasses so we could just say, oh yeah, they're upgraded glasses, Amado made some cool upgrades to them, and she can see now, so she don't need to transfer eyes as long as she has her glasses. Oh my god, I hope that's not the case. But either way, did I just crack something right now? I feel like I just cracked something with what they're gonna do with Sarada. I hope, who knows, maybe the spoilers explain something there, because 3 years of having the Mangekyo, she should be like, yo, where is everybody at? You know what I'm saying? And shout out to, by no means am I trying to disrespect people that blind. I'm just saying that, like, dog, she's supposed to have some serious eye problems 3 years with the Mangekyo. What's going on here? You know what I mean? But again, we got Amado, we got scientists, we got, for all you know, in the last 3 years, they pulled Orochimaru out of the creep cave that he was in and say, yo, if you don't want to go do some time, help Shorty with her eyes right now. So there's that possibility as well. But in general, even with that being said, she's still way out of the league of people like Boruto and Kawaki, because again, karma is what separates them from being regular shinobi. So she's not going to be able to withstand an attack from a code or one of the 10 tails. Like, do we remember what the 10 tails was and is? That is literally the embodiment of all of the tail beasts combined. Even if it's these little, you know, clone one-offs or whatnot, these are creatures that are beyond measure in terms of strength and power. This is not a walk in the park. This is not something that the average shinobi, even the above average shinobi, should be able to handle. So if something happened to Sarada, or if she got, you know, bodied, or if she ran, whatever it is that people are complaining about when it comes to Sarada, it's a stupid complaint, because at the end of the day, she's still a shinobi in training. I mean, for crying out loud, granted, Naruto was for a long time as well, which, again, following, you know, while Boruto follows the path to Sasuke, Sarada follows the path to Naruto, where she's still a Genin, although the anime is going to have a tough time with that, because I remember I reviewed the episodes where she became a Chunin, so that's something she must have got demoted, I guess, over the time skip. They're going to probably explain in the anime, or they're going to completely ignore it. I'd say address it, please. Let's not have some glaring issues like that. Address it in the anime, that she was demoted for sympathizing with a traitor or something like that. Very simple to explain that. You know, her being a Genin, but again, following the path. But then, so Sarada, there shouldn't be really any complaints if anything happened with her. I'm gonna just flat out say it has nothing to do with her being a female, because honestly, if just check my records, I've said it a million times that I always thought Sarada should have been the main character to begin with. Like, shout outs to Boruto, and I love Boruto now, but prior to this epic Boruto and even his growth, I used to say that, like, check out Sarada Gaiden. That was some of the most interesting stuff in all of the Boruto story, right? That was with Sarada being the MC, because she's an Uchiha, because she's the last of a dying breed, because of all of these explanations. So I've always been a Team Sarada fan to begin with. In the battle against Boro, I was like, yo, let's go. I've been a big supporter of Sarada, but at the end of the day, you just can't, you gotta be realistic. There's 3 horribly strong people on this field that could do her in dirty. Kawaki, come on, he got karma and he's outrageously strong. Code, come on, we've seen what he's capable of. He gave Naruto trouble, okay? Sage Mode Naruto. And then 10 Tails. Come on. So Sarada, you gotta forgive whatever it is that she's not in the same league as these two. She might, you know, if she gets the diamond on the forehead, or she learns other shit. Who knows? Oh my god, another theory. There's so many theories I could go down. Maybe if Sarada is following the blueprint of Naruto, right? It's not Boruto. Boruto's following Sasuke. Maybe Sarada's the one that's gonna go train with the frogs and get the freaking Sage Mode. Who knows? Maybe Sarada been with Kashin Koji. Maybe they're gonna throw us for a loop. Oh my god, another theory. Yo, remind me of these, dog. We gotta have some theory videos, because I ain't gonna lie, now that we're in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, I may not be doing content like crazy, but I will do some Boruto content. This is the shit out of everything that I'd be most hype about. I don't care what anyone says, it just is what it is. This is an extension of Naruto, one of my all-time favorite manga, and I'm super excited about it. So what do y'all think about that? Do y'all think there's a possibility that we could get Sage Mode Sarada in between all of this? Or maybe she already was, maybe she was secretly meeting with Kashin Koji, maybe this is something that Ada couldn't have foreseen, because her vision is going to be limited, considering the fact that Kashin Koji would be like a creation of Amado as well, and maybe technically like a relative. Like, there's so many endless possibilities in that angle as well. But let me know on that one. Now, as far as Kawaki goes, I mean, you could throw the argument a little bit more like, yo, I want to see him be standing 10 toes down, not even a single scratch, nothing happening to him. How dare they even think about putting that in our vicinity of, we just started the time skip. What's going on? So I get that mindset. Like, you don't want to see him have anything, like, he got to stand strong. He got to stand tall. The time skip is supposed to be for a reason. But you don't know what it is that's happening in terms of the cooking of the story, that he could just be playing possum. He could just be playing it off. He could just be... I feel like the taken by surprise would be a little bit of a crutch, because it's like, come on, dog, you're taken by surprise, so what? You know what I'm saying? So I throw that angle of like, I don't know. But then at the same time, it also lends to, it makes it feel like it's changing the narrative into a different direction. And what I mean by that is, the reason when you start off Shippuden that you see Sasuke like straight up badass, you know, he pulling the sword and all that stuff, and like you're getting so much mystery behind him, is because Sasuke was going to be an antagonist for a very extremely long time, doing a lot of dastardly deeds. Maybe they're not going to play it off so strongly of Kawaki being this bad guy. While yes, what he did to Boruto and Naruto and Hinata was, you know, horrible. Ultimately, maybe Kawaki's not going to go down the route of being a complete mustache twirler. Maybe while he's doing some, or he's done some egregious stuff, ultimately he's still going to be the Kawaki that we know, in terms of he's still going to be like not necessarily a complete antagonist. And if he's not going to be a necessarily complete antagonist, then it's okay to show some flaws and foibles in him as a character, because now you're not trying to build up the mystery and suspense of how strong he is. You're just trying to maintain that, yeah, he don't rock with Boruto. Yeah, you're trying to make it so that, you know what I'm saying, he's done some messed up stuff to Boruto, his quote-unquote brother or whatnot, and of course Naruto and Hinata. But if you're showing weaknesses, if you're showing already that he can be dealt with, then that means that you're not building him up to be the big baddie all along. It could very well be that for a hot minute, Kawaki is going to look more heroic than we imagine. Just look at how the narrative switched for Sasuke throughout Shippuden. Sasuke was like a monster and an animal all the way up until the end, and he's like, yo, I'm kind of going to be a good guy, and I'm going to help out with Kaguya and them. And then one more time he flips back into, yo, Naruto, I got to kill you because I'm going to take over and I'm going to be the leader of the new world, so to speak. So Kawaki's character could very well be, starts up messed up kid, really bad situation, learns to love people thanks to Naruto, Boruto, so he does a flop from kind of quote-unquote bad or misunderstood to good. Then he does this messed up thing where he traps Naruto and Hinata in another dimension and makes everyone hate Boruto. And then it might very well be throughout Two Blue Vortex that, no, he's still a decent guy in other avenues. It's just when it comes to this one thing about, I gotta protect the Hokage, because, you know, homie, he got a little bit of mental health issues when it comes to wanting to love the 7th Hokage so much. Like, Kawaki, we get it. Love is love. But, and by no means am I trying to disrespect anybody with mental health issues. I'm just, Kawaki be a little, you know what I'm saying, take him a little far. He's an extremist, you know what I'm saying? He's a little bit of an extremist when it comes to Naruto and whatnot. But it could very well be that, yeah, he did messed up thing, but throughout Two Blue Vortex, you're going to see him do heroic stuff, save the village, a lot of different things of, it might not be just constantly Boruto and Kawaki. In fact, I said it before and I'll say it again, that might be the reason why we're starting off so strong with very first chapter, Boruto's back in the village, right in front of Kawaki, because for a long time, they might be separated. Kishimoto always did it. If Kishimoto is one of the people at the helm of Two Blue Vortex, helping to craft the narrative and whatnot, he would always have Naruto and Sasuke meet up. Then they split for a long time. Sasuke goes through his trials and tribulations and grows. Naruto goes through his trials and tribulations and grows. So if you're looking at it from that angle, then right now they meet up. The clash is formed, so to speak. Boruto's there. Of course, you have Code as like a, I don't want to say a third wheel, but like, you know, he's a little bit of differentiating factor that changes it from just being Naruto versus Sasuke to what, you know, the circumstances are for Boruto. But we might not have them together for a long time. Again, it's Two Blue Vortex. The Vortex thing might be that Boruto is going to go on a journey, which I still stand by if he does. It'll be Boruto, Himawari, and probably Sarada, and maybe Sasuke as well, going through different vortexes in different dimensions, while Kawaki is going to stay in the leaf and kind of be a protector. So it'll be like a internal conflict even with him of like, yo, dog, I'm doing all these good things, and maybe it'll actually grow to him to be like, that's why I need to change the village. That's why I need to change the shinobi system in general, because he's probably going to feel like, nah, this is my home and I want to protect it. And he's going to start even convincing himself further that Boruto's a danger, not only because of, you know, what he could do of having Momoshiki, but also like he might throughout the series grow to really feel like, no, I am the Hokage. I am like, my surrogate father, so to speak. I do want to protect this place with all of my heart, and we might see that. So I say all that to say that it's not necessarily a bad thing, even if Kawaki is getting a little bit, you would say, exposed, or a little bit of some blows are being done on him, because he's not being built up to be the quote-unquote bad guy. He's actually going to be looking very heroic, and if they go down that road, it'll be perfect to kind of even mess with the fans a little bit. Think about it, like, how conflicted would you feel if he did all these messed up things to Naruto, Hinata, and Boruto, but then he starts doing things where maybe he saves Shikamaru's life, maybe he saves Team 10, maybe he saves this one and that one. Now we're gonna all be looking at it like, man, I hate this motherfucker for what he did to Naruto, Hinata, and Boruto and them, but at the same time, I can't help but kind of want to root for him. If they continue down that route, it would make more sense as to why they're showing that, no, there's still weaknesses. He's still not that grandiose, spectacular bad guy. We're going to see him be a good guy for a while, at the very least in certain circumstances. And as it continues on, he might go back and forth. We've seen him already flip-flop from bad guy, good guy, bad guy, good guy, because he's kind of almost, you could throw the argument, Kawaki is the closest thing to what you would see in the real world of, I don't know if you'd call it a troubled soul. I don't know what you would frame that as. I hate throwing labels, but he's a real world person, it feels like. Like, he goes through different metamorphoses as he's growing, especially he starts off, he's a lot younger. He starts off, he's a little bit of a hot-headed, angry at the world. He feels love, but then the love morphs him into this psychosis and this whole idea of how love needs to be because he doesn't understand love, to growing throughout Two Blue Vortex. It would make the most sense for him to understand, no, what I did wasn't real love, but I need to kind of form my own opinion of what real love is, and not this distorted ideology of just attacking and being a horrible piece of crap. You know what I'm saying? So the complaints and the arguments and the madness of whatever went down of Kawaki being exposed, oh my god, and Sarada, I think both of those, there's rationale behind it. Sarada is not on Boruto and Kawaki's level, not yet anyway. I mean, unless she whips out Sage Mode, then I'm gonna be like, oh shit, my girl! And Kawaki, I think he's not gonna be the bad guy that we assume. Like, he did some bad things, but it's a balance. You need good with bad. You know what I'm saying? Kawaki desperately needs therapy. 1,000,000,000%, dog. Like, I know a good therapist or two I could recommend you, Kawaki. You need therapy so bad, homie. Where's the Konoha local therapist at, dog? Like, what's happening here? Kawaki is an anti-hero at the moment, pretty much. I mean, it felt more like mustache twirling villain, to be honest with you, with the last chapters of, dog, he made everybody hate the person that's supposed to be his brother that loves him and treated him so well. So it does look like very much so more antagonist. But yeah, pretty much he's probably going to grow into a lovable anti-hero. Like, how are we even going to feel if throughout Two Blue Vortex they really make us love Kawaki and not necessarily forget what he's done, but almost forgive it? Except Boruto, while he's forgiving it, but still he has to take Kawaki down. It'll kind of be like rooting for two good guys that have very justifiable reasoning behind what they're doing. That'll make it an even more complex situation, and something definitely worth noting, that this isn't, you know what I'm saying, like Naruto and Sasuke's situation was pretty black and white for the most part of Naruto's trying to protect reality. Naruto, wants his dream to come true. Sasuke was the troubled soul. So a lot of inverting different aspects, but it plays off real nicely. Like, they've just done such an incredible job at putting this thing together to, again, Kawaki feels more like a real person, and I like that, and I appreciate that. It takes a lot to make you look at a character from that angle of people have their ups and downs. Everybody ain't always going to be one way. I've seen what the colored covered page is going to be for the chapter. It's a Sarada colored covered page, and it looks pretty dope. So there's that, I guess, suspense taken away as far as what the colored cover page is. But I honestly wish that with Two Blue Vortex they would have changed it up for the colored cover pages. Like, I wish it would have been more along the lines of whether it could have been story driven. I think that would have definitely helped for, like, when the anime returns, if the anime decides to not go the seasonal route and they come back with just straight up like, hey, here's a whole bunch of episodes including filler or whatnot. We could have had like what Oda does with One Piece, where there's like side stories. Like, imagine getting a colored cover page with like stuff that's happening with some of the other shinobi. In fact, that would have been the most genius idea of things to do, like have an ongoing story for like maybe 4 chapters at a time of the colored cover pages of like maybe something serious going on with Metal Lee, right? Like, or you know, something in that area. That would be fire. That would give for like, if the anime does come back and they are, you know, adamant about we're gonna do filler, well, how about instead of doing filler, you just expand on like the cover stories or something like that. So I wish they would take advantage of that instead of just giving us like, hey, here's a really cool colored cover page of Sarada doing something. Like, no, what is Inojin doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, to show a really cool story of something in that vein, especially with the time skip upon us now, would have been a perfect opportunity. And unfortunately, it seems like it's a missed opportunity because the last colored cover page was what, Boruto, which it was, they're fire. And then this one is Sarada, it looks cool too. But it's like, come on, dog. We could do something where you could utilize that content for something other than just like, hey, this is cool. You know what I'm saying? And I think fans would appreciate that. I've been way less on screen as of recent. I'm sure most people know. And I've been real freaking busy, man. The deluxe edition of the Rise of Tim Roosevelt, the Heroes edition, which it might just be called Heroes, but people that know will know like, oh, it's the deluxe. It might go along the lines of that. Dog, from the artwork to just everything about it, I ain't gonna lie, I'm so excited for you guys to see, because I got, not only did I give my best, and not only you're gonna see the growth from the Rise to Heroes, like you're gonna just see like, holy cow, dog, you stepped it up even further. I got some really awesome notable features that's gonna be on the project. I got from the artwork, the person that designed it, y'all gonna be like, what the hell? Not only does it look sick, but how you manage that? So there's gonna be a lot of really cool surprises. It's gonna have, if you purchase the project, I have an exclusive comic that's going to be coming alongside the project as well. A lot of really awesome stuff that I've been working on very heavily. I've been spending, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes 8-hour stretches in the studio. I'd be from like 8 in the night to 4 in the morning, sometimes even longer than that. I'd be in the studio making sure I get this thing right. So when Heroes drops, y'all gonna see it. I got a website building for it. I got a lot of stuff in the tuck. And I'm very excited about it, and I'm very blessed to be in the position to be able to do this, to be able to chase my dreams, and slowly but surely I'm seeing them coming to reality, and y'all gonna see my testimony when it's all said and done of anything is possible. For everybody that ever doubted me, for anybody that ever doubts you, you can make it happen, and y'all gonna see slowly but surely we went from the Rise to we're gonna be Heroes. Y'all gonna see it. This is for my day one. This is for my day one. I would like to thank each and every person that has taken time to listen and provide feedback for my new album that is out right now, The Rise of Tim Roosevelt. You can listen to it on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, pretty much anywhere you get your music. You can listen to it. Link in the description below so you could go check it out for yourself. Thank you so much, and let's keep on rocking out, you know?